ideological liberal meltdown in 3, 2, go.
You're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. Are you fucking kidding me? If you missed it, Trump is headed to a low-cost immigrant detention camp built by Ron DeSatan in the Florida Everglades. According to Triple K Caroline, quote, the only way out is via a one-way flight, and it's surrounded by dangerous wildlife. You cannot be fucking serious.
Did I stutter?
I know most maggots are 10-watt bulbs in 200-watt sockets, but let me see if I can make this crystal fucking clear for you. A large concentration of folks deemed undesirable by the government put in a camp with no due process. If only there were some historical similarities there. Oh wait, they might as well fucking write hard work will set you free above the entrance.
Right.
And oh yeah, as for the whole low cost and efficiency thing, the expected spending on this is $450 million to intern 1,000 people. Not a great look for the party of fiscal responsibility. So when I tell you, soulless, loathsome, maggot pieces of shit to get, this is why. This is the side of history that you're supporting.
Wow.
Hey, listen, Meltdown. It's not our responsibility to make illegals feel comfortable and right at home. So put that in your latte and drink it.
Hello everyone, welcome once again to the channel. I hope wherever you are watching us from, you're having a great time. Now, we saw Donald Trump go and open up the detention camp in Florida, the much touted Alligator Alcatraz, and most whites have really been hyped about it, and it seems they are happy about what is happening. They seem to really think that much of the problems that America is facing have come out of migrants who are going to their country. And while there are people who are very much happy about what Trump did, there are others who are humane enough to think that this is not right. Human beings are not animals. We cannot just be caged and left somewhere so that we sort our lives. For me, first of all, I believe this is just a scaring tactics where he's scaring those who might think of crossing the border to come to United States to know that what awaits them is not humane enough. But here are some whites who have spoken about it, and many people have given their views about it. It is something that is sad, and let's listen to how America has reacted to this entire issue. Let's watch.
Mi gente, los Latinos for Trump. So I am trolling TikTok, and I don't mean to laugh, because this is not a laughing matter, but if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry. So I'm trolling TikTok, and I'm at the beach, but I've been trying to do this video forever, and I cannot get this video. So hopefully I get it done right now, and then that way I can go to the beach and enjoy this 88-degree weather and work on my tan a little bit, because, you know, I'm much better when I'm a little chocolat. So anyway, so I am on the clock, and I'm strolling, and I bump into a video from Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer, está una blanquita, and she is the mejor amiga to Donald Trump. And some say that she is his amante, his girlfriend. Pero no sé, so allegedly. She's allegedly the amante. Anyway, so Laura Loomer, who is very anti-immigration, the same as Stephen Miller, stated that there's no way that immigrants should come to America and have any rights, that they should just be sent away without any due process. And then she posted something on Twitter saying that the Alligator Alcatraz should be used to detain, and that at least the alligators will have 65 million meals, which caused a frenzy. And upon further investigation, people learned that according to the 2023 U.S. Census, there's between 65.22 to 66.23 million Latinos, documented and undocumented, in America. The sad part is half of that 66.23 million decided to vote for Trump. A little bit more than half decided to be Latinos for Trump and voted for the taco. And I would say Another, what we got? So we're going to have 33 million. Okay. So of that 33 million, I would say at least 15 million who could not vote supported Trump. Because like I said, I know some Latinos who cannot vote because they're not U.S. citizens, but they still voted, they still supported Trump because the huevos are so high. Everything is so high. Well, the huevos are still high. The huevos are higher. The huevos haven't gone down at all. So the huevos are still high. So tell me, are you happy with your vote? Are you happy with your decision? Because let's talk about your decision, shall we? So you purposely went into the voting booth November 5th, 2024. And you got there and there were two options. You had the morenita and then you had taco. And you said, to the morenita. And you decided to vote for the taco. And right now, you are being deported, your family's being deported, you're being hunted down by ICE. You are hiding in your home like cucarachas in the streets. And it's just not happening here in America. It's happening like on an island of Puerto Rico, in Dominican Republic. They are deporting the Haitians. In Cuba, they're deporting the Haitians as well. This has a domino effect. When you hit one domino, the whole shit falls off. The whole shit falls over. So it's not only suffering here in America. It seems to be suffering in other Central and Latino countries too. All because you guys decided to go into the voting booth and vote against your interests. Now, they want you to be comida de caimán. Could you imagine? And so they're saying, oh, no, that's not true. The Alligator Alcatraz is closed. It flooded. Bullshit. I just saw a video where a Blanquito couple were in there and they said, bring water. It gets so hot in here. So bring yourself some water so you can stay cool while you watch the Latinos in cages. And I saw it from my own eyes. I saw Javier. I saw Paco. They were there. I saw them. I saw Juanito. I saw Miguelito. They were locked down. Those cages are not empty. During the time of slavery, there was a morenita from South Africa. She had más grande pechos. Es una más grande nalga. And what they did with Miss Sarah Bartman, with her big titties and her ass, they put her in a cage, and she was like a show pony. And she was like in a cage like a animal in the zoo. And white people used to pay to go and look at her. She couldn't help it, and we couldn't help that. But you guys willfully went into the voting booth and voted so that your own people will be locked up in a cage and have white people come by there and take videos and say, bring water, it gets so hot in here. You guys did that on purpose. I'm going to start stitching those videos. This would not have happened under Kamala. You would not be hiding like cucarachas. You will still be living your life. You would still have TPS status. You would have everything. Here's the sad part about it. Black people worked their ass off. Black people shed blood. Black people died. Black Americans died so that you can come to America. It was the Democrats that gave you all of those rights to come into America and to try to have a resemble of the American dream. And you guys decided to just say, fuck the negros. I'm going to go with the Blanquito. And the Blanquito took it away from you. He's taking a lot of rights away from the, Black Americans too. But he can't make them go anywhere. He can't deport them. And black Americans, estás muy fuerte en ello cabeza. We just know we have to wait it out 4 years. Well, another couple more years. 2.5, well, oh shit, it's not even the first year yet. Ugh. We just know we just got to wait it out. And we'll survive. So now this big ugly ass bill just passed. And now it's going to affect a lot of lives. And if it's going to hurt the negros of America, trust me, it's really going to hurt you. So Latinos for Trump, on this July 4th, 2025, I hope that you are doing what the other blanquitos are doing, since you want to be a blanquito so bad. And as you sit there and gobble on your hot dogs and your hamburgers, I want you to think about how far away you allowed the American dream to slip out of your fingers. And I want you to think about how you just allowed everything that black people fought for you to have just slip right out of your fingers. And whoever's president next, because it will be a Democratic president for sure, I want them not to prioritize you guys. I don't want them to prioritize immigration. You guys asked for this. I want you to lay in the bed that you made. And I am looking forward to so many of your deportations. I want you to get exactly what you voted for. So I came on here to say happy white 4th of July to you and felicidades. You are getting exactly what you voted for. Estoy muy feliz para ti. Tengo un buen día.
Why do you think they're targeting us so heavily? Why do you think the hatred and racism against us has intensified? It's always been there. It's always been there. We've always felt it. But in the last few years, and specifically the last few months, it's excessive, right? It's because of this. Because they feel threatened. They can't compete. The only way to do so is to literally kick us out of the country, kill us, or feed us to alligators, I guess. They can't compete. The stereotype that we're just the people who clean your toilets and mow your lawn, that no longer holds up. We're your lawyers, we're your doctors, we're your kids' teachers, we're your therapists, and we're bilingual. So we will always, always, always be more qualified for any job.
Alligator, Alcatraz. The entrance here is a 30-foot tall wall. None of this was here 5 days ago. It's got razor wire on the top. Just unbelievably impressive what the state of Florida has done here. Over my shoulder is the actual facility. As you can see, we'll be entering soon. This is the entry gate for Alligator, Alcatraz. Got mosquitoes everywhere. Like landing. There you go. Look at that. You can see. You go in, you don't come out. And if you do, the alligators get you. And the mosquitoes. Jeez. All right. Okay, we'll show you inside. Follow along. It's going to be amazing.
Amount of excitement that's coming out of this reporter that's reporting from Alligator Alcatraz right now is truly unsettling. This is a legitimate fucking concentration camp, and nobody can convince me otherwise. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This is in the middle of literally southern fucking Florida in the summertime, and we have masked men kidnapping people off the streets and putting them in places like this. Truly, truly disturbing, though, the amount of enjoyment coming out of this reporter. We are truly fucked.
Alligator Alcatraz feeding illegals to the gators. We need more of this energy. Alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now. 65 million. I thought to myself, where the fuck is she getting that number? And I thought, I said, it's like 1/5 of the goddamn country. And it dawned on me, and I looked it up. I said, what is the population of Hispanics here in America? That's where she's getting her number. That's where she's getting her number. This number is not just undocumented migrants, okay? The majority of this number are legal U.S. citizens, people who were born here, people who just happen to be Hispanic. Yes, I swear to fucking Jesus that these people opened up their Bibles, saw the part where babies were being thrown to goddamn gators, and they said, yeah, let's do that. That part. They're like, you know what? God did it. God endorsed it. It was in the Bible. I swear to God. I can't say the things that I want to say because I will get kicked off this platform. But my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye.
Did you all see that the first set of migrants that are being detained in Alligator, Alcatraz have arrived? You can see them boarding this ship so that they can be taken to the location. They have life vests and they're shackled. You can see agents that are all around them. And this one taking a picture for some reason. Que tristeza la mera verdad. For anyone that hasn't heard, in Florida there was an abandoned airport that they are transforming into a detention center for migrants. Name comes because the surrounding area is wetland and there are alligators as well as other wildlife, so the migrants are not able to escape. The images of the inside of the facility have come out and it looks like this. Literal cages for human beings. This location is supposed to be able to house 5,000 migrants. They're having hella callouts of human rights violations. Just look at these conditions. Keep in mind that the majority of the folks that are going there are being detained without warrants, don't have a criminal record, and due process is not being followed for them. A lot of folks are even labeled facilities like this one as concentration camps, alluding to things that happened during World War II, and the similarities are all there. Que terrible, familia. Please spread awareness so that folks know what is happening to humanity right now. And as a reminder, this is going to be on the wrong side of history, so just remember what side you're standing on.
The fact that they are selling merch for Alligator, Alcatraz, this modern day concentration camp, is absolutely vile. They are selling hats and t-shirts, and the people who support this are so gleeful and filled with joy at representing this atrocity to humanity. What are we doing? America, what are we doing? Donald Trump does not deserve to be president. He is not fit to serve. He cannot lead people. He has no humanity. He has no compassion. He has no empathy. He is not strong or brave. He is weak and small-minded and cruel. How dare they sell merch for this horrific place? My God. And you continue to call yourself a Christian. You call yourself a Christian? I don't believe it. I don't believe that that's what Jesus would want. I don't believe that he would accept the cruelty happening in this country using his name. You should all be ashamed of yourself.
USA is officially satanic now, and this is what I need to show you. Laura Loomer posted this on X, and she's actually saying that Alligator Lives Matter and that they will have 65 million meals now if they start now. So why did she say 65 million meals? Let's take a look at the Latino population in the United States, and what do we see? It's roughly 65 million people. So Laura Loomer is insinuating that they want to get rid of Latinos by feeding them to the alligators, basically. And since Alligator Alcatraz is all over the news right now with its comparisons to concentration camps and disgusting way of holding people, do we even wonder anymore that our government has reached an all-time low now in hatred, vileness, disgusting, filthy rhetoric? I don't even know what to say anymore, guys, because it's become so horrible. It's just insane. I want to tell you, MAGA Christian, you cannot make an excuse anymore. You are without excuses. You are absolutely without excuses. You have to draw the line somewhere. You have to, because if you keep following this and supporting this, you will go to the lake of fire. I'm just telling you, you are not going to make it. Jesus is going to spit you out and you are going to go to the lake of fire. You are going to burn in fire for the rest of eternity. If you do not step out, see what's happening here, repent and fight what this regime is doing. If you are not completely disgusted and appalled by what this regime is putting out in hateful rhetoric, human despising hateful rhetoric. I mean, not even the Nazis did it to this degree, because the Nazis would cloak it in neutral language because even they had some kind of shame. They knew what they were doing was shameful. They wouldn't even say it exactly that same way. But to actually say that they're going to feed Latinos to the alligators, that is an all-time low in humanity. So if you are still following Trump as a Christian, I have to ask you, are you even a Christian? You cannot be a Christian and follow this man. You cannot be a Christian and follow MAGA. You cannot support this anymore. Because if you are supporting this, you are not following Jesus. You are following a Jesus of your own making. You are following a Jesus of hatred, actually a satanic Jesus. That's a demon that you're following. That is not the biblical Jesus Christ. This is not the God of the Bible who will support any of this. You are following Satan, masquerading as Jesus and a savior, and all embodied in Trump. You need to step away from him now. You are in danger of your eternal souls. You will burn in hell in the lake of fire forever, my friend, if you do not repent and come out of this. I'm warning you. I'm warning you.
We should stop calling this facility they're building Alligator Alcatraz and call it what it is. It's Alligator Auschwitz. And that's what it is. If you're for this, then we know what side of the German population you'd have been on in the 40s. This facility looks exactly like the facilities built by the mustache guy in the 40s in Germany. And if you don't believe me, look up the facility and then look up Auschwitz. The facilities look almost identical, except for the new ones are much more modern and, white. But other than that, they're the same kind of facility. I'm sorry, we should stop calling this place Alligator Alcatraz. That makes it seem like a prison. This is not a prison. This is not a place that violent criminals are going to be going. This is a place where farm workers and people who piss off the government are going to be going. They're already talking about denaturalizing citizens. They already want to strip you of your citizenship so that they can throw you into Alligator Alcatraz. And it's not gonna be Alligator Alcatraz. It's gonna be Alligator Auschwitz.
We're getting a first look at what the bunking areas look like here at Alligator Alcatraz. This is one of the rooms or tents that are gonna have 1,000 bunks. Each area is sectioned off in 32 bunks. Men and women will be separated. They do expect to have men and women over the age of 18, but mostly men here detained in this facility.
Some of the things that stood out to us, this is going to have housed 3,000 detainees. When we came in, barbed wire on every single fence, 28,000 feet of it actually, 400 security personnel, 200 security cameras around here, and 1,000 staff to run this facility. It's going to be paid for by the federal government, fully reimbursed through FEMA. This space is going to be used to fly people out directly for deportation. So it's going to house, process legal cases, and then fly people out.
Why would you be so excited about Alligator Alcatraz? Even if the people that you were sending there were the worst people in the world, even if they had committed heinous crimes, why would you take delight in sending people to such a horrible facility in the middle of nowhere? These people are sadistic. They flex their cruelty for attention. And it works. The news covers it like crazy. And then you put aside the sadism and just the disgustingness of it. How can this be cost efficient as an immigration measure to have one plane in, one plane out, a place in the middle of nowhere be where the detention center is? And of course, there's a big elephant in the room, the fact that this looks exactly like a concentration camp. They designed a concentration camp, they slapped the name Alligator Alcatraz on it, and they thought they cooked so hard. That to me is one of the underlying most disgusting things about this administration. All of their sadistic, terrible stuff is branded like cooking, like owning the libs, like, wow, look at, we're so edgy, Alligator Alcatraz. The choice to put somebody in a detention center, in a prison, is a heavy choice. It should never be doled out or discussed or weighed with a smile with some fun name like Alligator Alcatraz thrown onto it.
Cruelty is their goal. Cruelty is their mission. To deter other people from coming over here. Alligator Alcatraz built with your tax dollars. A detention center, we know what it is. And to have someone get on there and say that on the best case scenario, they'll be chased by alligators, eaten by alligators. Are you serious right now? Are you for real? Cruelty is the point. Cruelty is the goal for this administration. And the most concerning part is people are okay with it, forgetting that you have someone who is a felon married to someone who is an immigrant telling you the problem is felons and immigrants, signing into an executive order how they want to attack birthright citizenship when that person's own child, based on this executive order, would not be considered a citizen. So it's so hypocritical and so cruel the way that they treat people, human beings, as if they're less than human. And these cuts to Medicaid, in addition to funding tax cuts for billionaires, are also going to be funding more detention centers. They're funding these detention centers with your health care.
You all keep saying that Alligator Auschwitz is just for deportation, just for holding, but what if I told you the system is already failing? 14 people have already passed in ISIS custody since January. That's 2 a month, and it's becoming normal. And it's accelerating too. That's double what they did in 2023 for the entire year. So, we are seeing a ramping of deaths under ISIS custody. And then, these new model facilities, like the one just built in Florida, they're going to start popping up everywhere and inhospitable locations. This is what they want to do. They want to fast track this. Wait until it's a camp built dead of winter up next to the border of Canada. And we put people in an open air prison where they're freezing. So, in 1930, it didn't start with immediate gas chambers. It started with dehumanizing these people, putting them into cages, and then the numbers rose. If you've always said you would have stood up and said something, now is the time.
So they're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. They're proud of it. Really proud of it. Proud of how it was only built in 8 days. They're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. We know it's Alligator Auschwitz. This is what they're doing in the light. Proudly, loudly. What on earth are they doing behind closed doors? And I don't want to fearmonger, and it's important that we move forward with as much evidence as possible. But there are significant and serious questions about the women and children who've been taken by ICE and where they are, and all the men who were deported on those cargo planes and where they are. And, you know, they didn't expect that Kilmar Abrego Garcia would come back and give testimony about what happened to him in El Salvador. But as we expected, it's abuse and torture. When the truth comes out on this, and it will, it's inevitable. When the truth comes out on this, I don't feel like I will be shocked. I feel like the things that I am imagining they are doing in the dark are the things that they are doing.
Out here supporting Alligator Alcatraz, buying merch, cheering all of these activities around the center on, like, you're just a piece of shit. It's not even about, like, you being an advocate and supporter of law and order. It's not about you wanting what's right. You are a human torture fascinator. Like, you get off on humans actually being tortured and the idea of them running from alligators and living in confined, treacherous spaces. Like, you have a fixation for suffering. That's who you are. You like human suffering. It just happens to take on this form of being about illegal immigration, whatever the fuck that means anymore, because clearly, like, what even is an immigrant? None of us are illegal. Everyone is a person on earth at this point. Like, we're just making shit up. That's what we've done. There's no moral or ethics behind it. It's all man-made. Anyways, if you're over here cheering on Alligator Alcatraz, You're just a piece of shit.
I don't see how anyone can take a look at this and see this as a success. This is nothing more than a failure of humanity. Each one of these beds is supposed to cost $245 a day to operate. That is $89,000 a year. There are hotels, full-service hotels, that charge less for that. And somehow this is what we should be proud of. This is somehow a positive thing for America, as per the president yesterday. Would you stay here? I wouldn't. I wouldn't wish anyone to stay here. This looks incredibly overstimulating. I'm a very sensitive sleeper naturally, and I would never want anyone to stay here with completely open spaces, no sense of separation, no sense of privacy whatsoever. If you put 5,000 people in a space like this, then you're bound to have people die. You're bound to have people break psychologically, you're bound to have fights, and you're just in general going to create a really harsh environment that's not going to benefit anyone. It's just going to make people suffer. I take one look at this and I'm reminded of Dostoevsky when he said the degree of civilization in a society can be viewed by entering its prisons. What kind of place is this? What kind of country are we that we would spend $450 million to make something like this, which looks little more than a place for abject suffering? Then yesterday the president was trying to sell this place as some sort of positive idea, while also somewhat indicating that he would deport US citizens and potentially send them here. This is horrible.
Now, the joy that some people get when they come to start talking about this detention center really surprises you as a human being, because I wouldn't really think that there is somebody who can be happy when another person dies or when another person suffers. But then if you look at these MAGA Americans, you're able to see that many of them are very much happy about Trump implementing the policy that he promised to implement, regardless of the outcome that is going to have on the people who are going to be affected. So some white Americans, particularly those aligned with conservative or anti-immigrant sentiments, support the opening of Alligator Alcatraz because they view it as a strong stance against illegal immigration. They believe the Trump administration's mass deportation policies, facilities like this, project national security and economic resources by prioritizing American citizens. The remote, harsh conditions of the Everglades site are seen as a deterrent to future illegal crossings, resonating with those who feel border policies have been too lenient. Posts on X from some users echo this, praising the facility as a necessary measure to secure the border. The facility's rapid construction and high-profile endorsement by Trump and Florida officials like Ron DeSantis appeal to supporters who see it as a decisive action. For those Americans, Alligator Alcatraz symbolizes reclaiming of control over immigration, often framed as a response to perceived cultural or economic threats. The name itself evokes fortress-like person, reinforces a narrative of toughness, and resonates with those who feel previous administrations failed to act. This group often views the detention center as a practical step towards fulfilling campaign promises to curb immigration. However, critics argue that Alligator Alcatraz disproportionately targets Hispanics, as the majority of detainees are from Latin American countries, arrested under ICE 287G program. The Trump administration's rhetoric fuels perceptions of bias against Hispanic communities. Policies like family separations and mass detention amplify this, with data showing that over 70% of ICE detainees in 2025 are of Hispanic descent. The facility's harsh conditions, flooding, heat, and inadequate sanitation disproportionately affect those groups, leading to accusations of systemic targeting. For some white Americans, the targeting of Hispanics is either downplayed or seen as incidental to broader immigration enforcement. They argue the focus is on legality, not ethnicity, and point to crime rates or economic strain as justifications. However, critics counter that the administration's policies, including Alligator Alcatraz, exploit anti-Hispanic sentiments to rally political support. The facility's existence, coupled with merchandise like Alligator Alcatraz t-shirts sold by Florida Republicans, suggest to detractors a deliberate appeal to xenophobic elements within the white conservative base. I think that really explains what is happening in that part of the world. What's your opinion on it? Do you support the erection or the creation of Alligator Alcatraz? And is this the best way to deal with immigration? Because I think we are finding out that these people who are being deported have made positive contributions to America. For example, those who have been working in farms, they have been ensuring that the system continues to have fresh farm produce without any hitch. But then now that they have been chased away, we are finding that people like those in Texas are finding out that they are starting to close their farms because they don't have adequate labor. And people are saying that they're hiring, yet no white American is ready to take up these jobs that are being done previously by Hispanics who are illegal aliens in the United States. Trump should just find a way of legalizing entry system to America to allow them use the labor from these people so that there is a mutual benefit from both parties. Share your thoughts down in the comment section. And if you're watching us for the first time, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Help us reach the goal of reaching 100,000 subscribers. Also like the video and share. Thank you, and let's meet on the next one.